everybody. If I can have your attention, I just have a couple of announcements. Thank you. So for next week, we are closed Monday for the holiday. Also next week, we have on Thursday the 13th, we have our COVID booster clinic. That is a clinic that you have to register and make an appointment online. So if you'd like to get the booster, give us a call. You'll need your insurance information and your vaccine, COVID vaccine information as well, and we'll get you registered. So that's next Thursday. We will not have lunch next Thursday because we'll be having the clinic here, and that runs from 10 to 12. Also, next week, Friday, your lunch will be sponsored by Mass Advantage Medicare. So there'll be no charge next Friday. That agency will be actually sponsoring our luncheons. So that's
good.
Yeah, that's very kind of them. So I'll turn it over to Sally for activities. What do we have coming up? I see a candy dish.
The flu clinic.
Flu clinic is the 18th. And you have to sign up for that too. You don't have to register online. That's just a sign-up sheet. Just give us a call. We'll put your name on the list.
Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but today's World Smile Day. If everybody can look to their left and smile at the person next to them, you will accomplish World Smile Day today. Pass the smile along. That's all you gotta do. That's it. That's it. All right. Otherwise, we are getting ready for Halloween, as you can tell. It's my second favorite holiday.
What's first?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
We're making these candy dishes here. I played and made one last night. I haven't painted it yet, as you can see, but this is going to be polka dotted and black stripes on the bottom. So you'll just be able to put your candy. It's nice and sturdy because I did it. All right, you can actually pick it up by this thing. But I'm going to pre-assemble them for you, for anybody who wants to do the craft. It will look like this when you get it. You're going to paint it, and you're going to add the candy. That's not my job, okay? But these can be put outside your door. You can put them wherever, you know. Thank you. Are you talking about making this?
Did you create that idea? Did you create that, or did you see it online?
I saw it online.
Because it's very creative. I like it.
Yeah. Thanks. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, these are our shirts we made, guys. We made these on our craft on Tuesday. On Tuesday, they came out fabulous. We made 20 of them. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And it was a suggestion that we make them for Christmas. So we're going to try red shirts for Christmas.
I want to be on the list.
All right, you got it. But I think that's it for me. Right?
Okay, and also I've got to mention, there's going to be a pancake breakfast here at the Senior Center on October 23rd from 8 to 11 a.m. And that's to sponsor the Uxbridge First Night, celebration. So that will be October 23rd. It's a Sunday morning, and we'll be here. The price is $10 per person at the door.
$10 per person.
$10.
Yeah, at the door. And that's for first night. That's not for the Senior Center. That's for
Correct.
first night.
That's for first night fundraising event. Thank you, Chief, for coming back for Lunch and Learn. Thank you very much. And he'll be introducing our wonderful speaker.
You know what that is?
What?
Thank you.
What's it? What did you say?
Merci.
Messy. Messy.
Merci beaucoup. Merci
That's
beaucoup.
as much as I know. All right, let's do a moment of silence before lunch.
Yeah, I know what it is, but what's...
Thank you. Enjoy your lunch.
I have a couple of announcements I want to make today. One is a sad announcement. Many of you met my father. I brought him here several times to eat with you guys, and he enjoyed it here, but he passed away last month. So sorry for that, but I have some good news as well. First of all, good news for us. The police department parking lot is being redone as we speak. So we've had a week of no parking at the police department, and the last truck should be rolling out of there right about now. So we've got a brand new police department. Please, if you have an opportunity to drive by, stay off it for 48 hours. Another announcement I want to make is that the police department and the town are sponsoring a Recovery Coach Academy. This is for people who want to learn how to be recovery coaches, and the police department and the town are going to fund it. So typically it's $1,000 to take this course, but the police department is going to fund it. So it's going to be free to anybody who wants to sign up. So if you know somebody, send them to me or have them go on to our Facebook page, and all the information is there, okay? So today, we've got Kevin Donohue is back with us from DA Early's office, and he is an expert on scams that often impact seniors. So I'm going to ask him to tell you a little bit about scams, so please give him your attention.
Thank you. My name is Kevin Donohue. I work for Worcester County District Attorney Joseph Early's office. I've worked there for approximately 3 years. I was an elementary school teacher before. I worked as an elementary teacher for 35 years and then retired, and I knew I wanted to stay busy, and I got a part-time job working for the DA's office. I work in his community outreach program, which my job is basically to go out and keep seniors informed about scammers, identity theft, and those type of things. Today I'm going to be speaking to you about scams. And I'm going to just give you some red flags that you should pay attention to. So if someone ever approaches you, you'll know that it's a potential scam. But first, what is a scam? A scam is any means someone uses to try to steal your personal identifying information and or your money. And you know, a lot of people say, I'd never fall for that scam. Scammers are good at what they do. It's their job. That's what they do. They're actors. They are good at making you believe that they are who they say they are. Sometimes someone falls for a scam and they don't want to share it because they're ashamed because of how other people will react to them. And I just want you to realize there's nothing to be ashamed of if you ever fall prey to a scammer, because people, it happens. And I'm going to tell you this, the younger population from 17 to 25 fall for scams more than we do. The difference is scammers try to hit us for more money because they think you might have a retirement, you might have a nest egg, you have Social Security, and they're trying to steal the money right out of your wallet. That's basically what it comes down to. Oh, thank you. All right, how do you spot a scam? If someone tells you to put money on a gift card and read them the numbers off the back of the gift card as a form of payment, that's a scam. If you ever buy a gift card in like a CVS, Walgreens, or any department store, when you go to pay, if you're using your credit card, right on the screen it will pop up. Are you buying this for a gift, or is someone basically forcing you to buy this as a form of payment? It's warning you that gift cards are the #1 way that scammers have us pay them. And I know a woman who, not far from here in the town of Barry, fell for a scam, and the scammer had her get gift cards, $21,000 cards. And that's what she used. As soon as you read the numbers off to the scammer depletes the card. In other words, all the money's removed from the card, and you will not be able to get that money back. It's just like giving them cash. Another way is, they might ask you to wire transfer them money. When you wire transfer money, it can bounce from one bank to another bank, and you might not be able to get that back. It's the same thing as basically giving cash. A new form of payment they're asking to do is cryptocurrency. But I know I would have a hard time with it, but that's on the rise, where they're having people go to stores that they have ATMs where you can convert your money into cryptocurrency, and then they give you a QR code which you can scan with your phone, and the money is immediately sent to their account. #1 way, gift cards. Anybody ask you to pay them with a gift card, it's a scam. Now, the person I'm going to talk to you about is the grandparent scam. And I have 6 grandchildren, I have 2 on the way. If my grandchildren were in trouble, I know I would do anything I could to help them. And that's what scammers are counting on. Many times they'll either tell you your grandchild was in an auto accident, or your grandchild has been arrested for something. And as a result of that, they need money immediately. They need money either for bail, or they need money for a hospital visit. And the grandchild will tell you, don't tell mom or dad. Now they're telling you that because it's a scam. Okay, and as a grandparent, we know deep down inside, if our grandchild asks us not to tell the parent, it's probably the wrong thing to do, and we should share with the parent what is happening. And it's not violating their trust with your grandchild, it's being upfront because the parents have a right to know. Now I'm going to share a quick little story about a grandparent scam. I read an article 2 days ago from the Federal Trade Commission. An 87-year-old woman in California received a phone call that her granddaughter was in a car accident. Okay, and she was being arrested because she was at fault. Now, if you're at fault for an auto accident, you're not going to get arrested unless potentially driving to endanger or maybe under the influence. We've all been in car accidents at one point or another. She had to pay $9,000 to the scammer. The scammer had a courier come to her home. Now, a courier is a person who picks up packages. She had to give that person $9,000 cash. They called her one day, she went to the bank, she took out $9,000. She was also told there is a gag order in effect. You cannot tell anyone about this or your grandchild will still end up in jail. She pays the $9,000. The next day she gets a phone call. I just want to be the right amount of money. It was for $42,000. The car she hit, the woman was pregnant and lost her child. The granddaughter is going to be facing manslaughter charges, she was told, and if she doesn't pay that $42,000, she's possibly facing 15 to 20 years in prison. She paid the $42,000. A week later, she gets a phone call. Either you or your granddaughter violated the gag order. As a result of that, there was a $57,000 penalty. She paid it. The total was, I got it written here, $108,000 this woman paid out to the scammer. Now that's a person who obviously had some money. Someone who might not have money, if that was one of us, $2,000 or $3,000 might be as impactful on us. It's not the dollar amount that matters, it's the pattern the scammer follows. Once you make a payment, they know they have you on the hook. And they're going to continue to try to get money from you until you stop. Or until someone else in your family might find out what's really going on and say, hey Ma, that's a scam. And, you know, I always say this, if you ever get a phone call and someone's saying, you know, your granddaughter, your grandson has been in an accident, call their parents. Call the grandchild. They're probably in college. Or they might be at home on the couch. They're telling you you can't call anyone, but you know what? Of course you're going to call someone. Don't take the word of mouth from someone who calls you, because you don't really know who that person is. And one thing that myself and I partner with Robin Putnam from Mass Consumer Affairs, we always suggest that you have a password with your grandchildren, and it could be one word for all of them. So if someone ever calls you, you could say to them, what's the password? It could be spaghetti meatballs, it could be whatever you want it to be. But if that person doesn't know it at that point, you know it's a scam. She had been married twice, first marriage ended in divorce, second husband had passed away. Now this happened during COVID. She's stuck in her home by herself, she's lonely. This person reached out to her. She accepts his friend request. Before you know it, he's talking in private chats, he's talking to her constantly. It's not 10 minutes a day, it's a couple hours a day, expressing romantic interest. He wants to come and visit her. Next thing you know, his daughter's in the hospital. He needs money to help pay the bills. Could you help me pay my bills? You know, I'm in the military, my checks aren't coming through. They're 3 months behind. Then he has another gentleman come on the phone and speak to her, and he says that he's the commanding officer. Yes, there's a problem with his pay. It will be rectified, but he's not going to get it for 3 months. So the woman starts giving him money. Before you know it, she's giving them over $100,000. Okay, it happens. And once you have a financial interest as well as an emotional interest. Finally, the last payment she does isn't a wire transfer. She sends a check to him. The check gets deposited in Auburn, Massachusetts. Now this man's supposed to be overseas. The check got deposited in Auburn, Mass. Detective Keith Chipman, who works for the Auburn Police, and I just remember his name because I had him in 3rd grade a long time ago. He was one of my first students. He got a freeze on that account and he was able to get her that money back. But she still lost over $100,000. And you come to find out, the gentleman was not 55, he was not in the military, he was not going through a divorce. He took a picture, a screenshot of someone he saw wearing a uniform on the internet, and he made that his profile picture. That was not him. He was only in his 20s. It's all a scam. It's an act to get the money out of your pocket. Are you okay? No, I don't. Are you all right? Oh.
I know that
I spoke with someone here, I believe they were in the back, about government imposter scams. No government agency ever is going to call you. So if you get a phone call and on the screen it says IRS, or it says, Sheriff's Department, or it says Social Security Office, most likely a scam. The only time the government agency calls you is if you've reached out to them and asked for a return call. So if you haven't called them, they're not calling you. A popular scam with the Social Security or the IRS, they'll tell you you owe back taxes. And as a result of that, you have to pay immediately. They're going to tell you you have to get gift cards and read them, the numbers off the back. Gift card, red flag goes off. Or they're going to have you wire transfer money to them. That's not how the IRS works. That's not how Social Security office works. Social Security, a big scam is your account has been breached. We need you to verify your information. Until you verify your information, your Social Security checks are going to stop. All of a sudden you hear you're not going to get a Social Security check? How am I going to pay my bills? So immediately you listen to what they're asking, you're giving them your information. Social Security will not call you unless you've called them. So anytime you see that, you got to realize it's a scam. And with technology, scammers are real good. They can spoof any number or any agency to show on your caller ID. So it could say, Social Security Administration right on your screen, but that doesn't mean that's who's calling you. That's just what the scammer wants to show on your caller ID. This is a new one. All these other scams, the other two I was talking about, they've been around a while. Prompt payment scams, basically a new one. And you get an email or a text message, and it says, thank you for your prompt payment. It doesn't say who you made the payment to. It just says, thank you for your prompt payment. As a result of this, you are eligible for a free prize. And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I did. I paid my bill on time. They want you to click the link below. And a lot of scams have this. Click the link below to claim your prize. Then they're going to ask you for your name, your address. Okay, and before you know it, you're going to get down to, you want a free prize, but there is a shipping and handling. What is either your bank account number or your a credit card? And now they're trying to get your information where they can potentially withdraw money from your account or make charges to your credit card. And I'm trying to go kind of quick because I know everybody wants to eat and enjoy their time with your friends. Medicare scams and fraud. Big one. Open enrollment. What is that? October 15th to December 7th, I believe.
Right.
You'll get bombarded with emails, text messages, potentially phone calls. Medicare's not calling you, but someone is, and they're telling you they're from Medicare, and they're offering you a new type of program. Or they're going to tell you your new card is going to be shipped to you. Please verify your account number. Well, you're not getting a new card, but they're going to tell you you are because they want you to give them your number. And what can they do with your number? They can seek medical service or buy medical apparatus with it. And when they do that, you're responsible for those purchases until you can prove that you're not the person who did it. So one of the most important things to remember to do is, most of us check our bills monthly. We should also be looking at Medicare statements all the time, making sure any service or any product that's been purchased, you were the one who purchased it and not someone else. Because if someone else purchases a piece of apparatus with your information, and then down the road you need that, such as a wheelchair or whatever, you might not be eligible for it because, as far as Medicare is concerned, you already received one. So that's why you have to keep good tabs on your information. And remember this little piece of advice. If someone calls you, never verify any of your information to them, because you don't know who's on the other end. If you call Medicare or you call your bank, they're going to ask you to verify who you are. You have to share your information, but you know who you're talking to because you looked up the number and you called them. When someone calls you, don't believe them, that they are who they say they are. Just say thank you, hang up. Because you don't know who they are, and with your information, the potential identity theft or just making charges on your credit cards. All right, charitable and disaster relief donations. Big one's been Ukraine, because with Ukraine, people are reaching out to you. They're asking for donations to help the widows or to help the children who are left behind. And we all have, care in heart. We want to help these people. But what you have to realize is the person you're speaking to on the other end, like I just got done saying, you don't know who he really is. And all he wants is your money, and it's going in his pocket. He is not making that charitable donation go over to the people of Ukraine. Now we had Hurricane Ian. You could potentially get text messages, phone calls, emails asking for donations to help the people who have suffered through this. Just remember, if someone calls you, and don't trust that they're saying who they are. And the DA always says, do not make any charitable donation to any agency who is calling you. If you want to make a donation, look them up yourself and make that charitable donation. And if you do make a donation, always ask, what do you do with my information? Because a lot of those, you'll make a charitable donation, they sell your name, they sell your information to other charities. And you make a donation to one company, by next year you're getting 20 different organizations that are asking you for charitable donations. And they share your information. That's how they got it. It's because they share information. So always ask, what do you do with my information? And be right up front. I do not want my information shared. And if they share it, don't do it. Computer repair and ransomware. Now, this gentleman over here is computer savvy. He knows everything about computers, I'm assuming. He's got the camera running. He's an expert at it. I'm not. Probably my last 10 years, I was teaching. I was at home on my laptop, and I'm thinking to myself, it just doesn't seem to be working right. About 30 minutes later, a pop-up shows up on my computer, and it says to me, Microsoft Office, please call this number. We've noticed some viruses on your computer. Now, during the day, I'm thinking my computer's not working right. All of a sudden, I'm getting this notice. Now, I know that you're not supposed to call a number. I actually called the number. They try to get remote access to your computer where they can take it over. As soon as he said that to me, I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? And I hung up the phone. I brought my computer to school, and I had our tech guy take it to his house, and he looked it over, and he said, I cleaned up your computer a little. You don't have any viruses on it. He said, but if you let that gentleman take remote access, he potentially could download malware or spyware onto my computer. He could hold me for ransom where I don't get to use my computer again until I make that payment. So if a pop-up ever comes in your computer and it says Microsoft Office and it gives you a number to call, it's a scam. Realize no one from Microsoft Office is sitting at their desk monitoring your computer. So if you get that phone call, it's a scam. Some people do have virus protection where you might get a little pop-up and it's going to tell you you have 22 viruses or whatever. It's not giving you a number to call. It's informing you and it's potentially telling you to run your virus scan. That's what your software is supposed to do, not give you a number to call and then you don't really know who that person is that you're calling. Email phishing scams are huge. Now, the word phishing is just like regular phishing. They're trying to get you on the hook. What they want to get is your information from you. You get an email. In the email, it might say this is Amazon. It might say a bank's name. It might tell you your account has been breached or there's been suspicious activity on your account. And they might tell you that they've frozen your account. To unfreeze your account, click the link below. You click the link, it's going to ask you for your personal identifying information so they can unfreeze your account. I got an email from Santander Bank about a month ago, and it said my accounts have been frozen because of suspicious activity. I went online because I have online banking, and I have 3 accounts with Santander, so I opened one to transfer $1 from one to another. The dollar went. That email was a scam. I called Santander just to let them know that there's a scam going around with their information. Because basically what it looks official. They take screenshots of Santander's website, everything looks legit, and you're thinking that it's really your bank. When most of the time it's not. A lot of times they'll use banking information. Amazon is a popular scam because they know so many of us shop on Amazon platform. And as a result of that, the likelihood that if you get the email and they tell you there's been suspicious activity with your Amazon account, you might think to yourself, oh, I wonder what there is. And sometimes they'll tell you, they'll ask you, did you purchase this item? That's a popular one with Amazon. $1,200 plasma flat screen television. And you're thinking, well, I didn't purchase that. I'm going to be charged $1,200, and then it will tell you, if you did not purchase this, please click the link below. Those links are what you call phishing emails. They're looking for your information. And right away you're thinking, I didn't do that $1,200, and that's what they want. They want you to act without thinking. They want you to click on the link and share your information. Online shopping scams, the first thing up here, anti-aging, electronics, luxury good, brand names. You shouldn't always be looking online for these items. And remember, you shouldn't be trying to purchase medications online. Because some people go online and there are sites where they're telling you that they can ship you your medication. Well, these sites are fraudulent sites. They can't. Okay? What you should remember is, I have bad knees. I've had bad knees for the last 10 years. And I'm one of those guys, and they know a lot of seniors, like myself, are up late at night potentially watching TV. Then they have all those info commercials of all these things that can help us. They're not FDA approved, but they can make your joints feel so much better. And it's a free introductory order. Well, so you take it for free, but they take your credit card for shipping and handling. Before you know it, you're getting a monthly package sent to your home, and you're going to continue to get billed until you get the order canceled. And some of these companies actually make it very difficult to cancel your order. So you've got to be very careful with what we're buying and where we're buying. And I want you to realize this, Christmas is right around the corner. Social media last year, any site, whether you're on Facebook or whatever, you'll see, you'll say, LL Bean, 50% off today. They have you click on the link, and it'll bring you to a site that looks just like LL Bean, or just like TJ Maxx, or whatever. You fill up your shopping cart, and you put in your credit card information or your banking information, you make the payment. You might get an inferior product, you might not get anything. If you see something on social media and it's saying a particular store and there's a big sale, don't click the link, go directly to that site on your own. If you normally shop on that site, put in their address, and when you get to that site, look it up. Or go to one of your statements and call the place and say, hey, are you guys really having a 50% off today? I saw it on Facebook. And then let them tell you if it's legit or not. because most of those on social media are not legit, and they're just begging you to click on the link because you think you're getting a good sale, and actually all you're getting is your money stolen from you. Like I said, sometimes they'll sell you an inferior product. I heard of one person that bought a large screen, flat screen television, and they sent that person a picture of the large screen television in a package. And that's what the person got. I'd rather not get anything than a picture, you know? Sweepstakes lottery vacation. You have won a free vacation, but you have won a foreign lottery. Even though you didn't put your information in, you won it. Okay? And to claim your lottery winnings, you have won $2.5 million. To claim it, you have to pay $20,000 in legal fees, taxes, or what have you. So you're thinking, I'm going to get $2 million, and all I have to give is $20,000? It's worth it. It's a scam. Today when I was driving out here, I don't buy Powerball and Mega Millions tickets but when I see it's $400 million, today I was at the gas station while I was filling up my car, went in, bought myself a ticket. Now if I won $400 million, when I win, I like what I said, when I win, they're not going to make me pay the taxes up front. The money will be taken out of my winnings, and then they give you what's remaining. And that's how real lotteries work. There is no upfront charge to get your money. The next screen is going to show you, this person, Christy Davis, won the lottery. He was from Michigan. But listen to this. This is a text message I got. Because Christy Davis won $700 million in the Michigan lottery. After he won it, he was on the news, and he said he's going to help other people with his money. Scammers heard that. Immediately they started sending out text messages, emails to people claiming to be Christy Davis. A lot of times scammers' grammatical skills are not very good. And when you read a letter or when you read a text that they send you, you can kind of get that feeling. Like this one, it says, "My name is Christy Davis. Am from Michigan, 40 years. So in other words, he's saying, I am from Michigan, I'm 40 years old. I won the sum of $70 million. He actually won $700 million. Powerball lottery on February 12, 2020. I voluntarily decided to donate the sum of $20 million to 20 citizens. And your number is randomly picked from my mega bonus program after a spin ball. To claim your winnings, send your full name, address, via text to Senior Agent David Gonzalez. So he's having you text David Gonzalez and claim your winnings. Here he says, watch me on this link. That link is a real link to the real Christy Davis, where he's saying, hey, I won it. I want to share my money with you. So that was a real link. So if someone clicked on it, that's making you believe the scam to be true. He says he won $70 million. He wants to give $20 million to 20 people. Anybody good with the math? What's 20 times 20? Anybody know?
400.
He said, what is it? 400. So he's saying he won $70 million. And he wants to give away $400 million. He's going to be in the hole. So, I mean, there are a lot of red flags in that text message that it was a scam. But if you're aware that Christy Davis is a real person, you might bite on that scam. Because you're thinking, I can't believe it. Christy Davis wants to give me some of his money. I mean, $700 million. If I won $700 million, think about how many people you could help. You could help a lot. And the real Christy Davis, that's what he intended to do. Door-to-door sales. This is a big one that I really want you to be careful with, because my own mother fell for a door-to-door scam. I was talking with someone in here today. My mother, when she was probably about 68 or 69, had a series of strokes. And she ended up in the hospital. When she came out, she was in a wheelchair. And there's me, my brother, and we have 6 sisters. So we're all in and out, taking care of my mother. We put wheelchair access on the side. We took out a window, put a door. We made a ramp. And most of the time, someone was with her. She didn't need someone to be there with her all the time, because she was able to get food out of the refrigerator or whatever, but for the most part we were with her. A gentleman knocks on her door one day, And he says to her, I was riding by, I noticed a couple of cracks in your driveway. I know you're in a wheelchair. I would hate to see your wheelchair turn over in the driveway and have you get hurt. I'm doing several driveways on your street. I'd be more than happy to do your driveway and I'll give you a discounted price. My mother looked at him and said, I'm no longer enabled to write checks because she didn't do her checks anymore. My sister Pauline was doing all of her billing for her after that. The gentleman said, don't worry about it. I can fill out the check for you. She gives him a check. He goes to her bank because if you go directly to her bank, you can cash it and take out the money. He wrote the check for too much money. He comes back and he told her he made a mistake on the check. He rips it up in front of her. He says, can I have another one? She gives him another one. He goes to another bank that is her bank, but just not the same one he went to the first time. And he gives him the check. It's cash. He takes the money. He goes on his way. He did drop a little pile of tar at the front of her driveway, but never paved her driveway, just a little hump of tar. I show up at my mother's house. I see a little bit of tar. I go in. I say, well, what's going on in the driveway? She said, nice gentleman's working on the street, and he told me he'll do our driveway at a cheap price. I said, did you pay him? And she said, I gave him a check. And as soon as she said that, I'm thinking, but I didn't say anything, to my mother to get her upset because, she didn't realize she was trusting. And that's what scammers count on. Our generation of trusting what someone is saying to be true, that no one would lie to you to steal your money. I called the Worcester police because we lived in Worcester, and one of my cousins actually works on the Worcester police and came over to the home. He took a report, but what he did say is, we probably won't find the person because he referred to them as basically like gypsies. They travel into a community, they get a few hits, and then they move on. Because if you stay, you're likely to get caught. So as soon as they get some money, they move on. And that's what they did. Now my mother was fortunate that she gave him a blank check, but it was never signed. So the money from the bank was put back into her account. The person who ripped her off was never caught, but her money was redeposited into her account. Because that person just had a blank check, no signature, nothing. He filled out everything. All right, this will be the last one because I know we're running late. Investment scams. If someone reaches out to you out of the blue, maybe they give you a phone call and they tell you they have a great investment for you, guaranteed 10%, guaranteed 8%. Any of those percentages are good, but the market, the way it's going today, going up, going down, we don't know where it's going. If someone's telling you they guarantee you 10%, well, guarantee is a lie to begin with. Because nobody can guarantee you anything when you invest. But they guarantee you, but you got to give me $5,000 or $10,000. Now, if you want to invest with someone, make sure they're fully vetted, and you might want to even talk to family and friends to find out who they use. But if someone reaches out to you out of the blue, or if someone has befriended you and within a few weeks or a month, they're telling you about a great investment that they've been involved in and they're getting a great return, don't buy it. It's a scam. Red flags. Guaranteeing you a certain percentage? No. Don't invest unless you know someone's fully vetted and do some research on it. And when I was talking about charitable donations, we have Chief Montney here. The police one and the fire one, where you get a phone call each year and someone's telling you that they're collecting for your police, they're not. If you want to make a donation to the police, call the police station and just say, where can I make a charitable donation? They'll lead you in the right direction. Like I said, the district attorney's office says never donate to anyone who calls you. And it could be a legit one, but because you really don't know that they are. Okay, I hope I gave you a little bit of information to take away with you here, because I just want you to realize, if for some reason a scammer approaches you, and don't forget, phone is the #1 way they do that, whether it's phone call or text, and if you do give money to a scammer, where they caught you at a moment where they're great actors, they portray a great role, don't be embarrassed about it, but share it. Share it with the senior center, share it with your peers, share it, call the police station, let them know that that's circulating, because that's what it's all about. The more we talk about scams, the less likely others will fall for them. All right, thank you for listening. I hope everybody enjoyed their fish dinner.